Good, getting internet. And yeah, my beard's basically back to where I shave it at this point. And it's only, what, April 17th today? So, today is 5 weeks since I started to just stay at home due to the current pandemic that's out and about. And that's actually my topic for today. It's the pandemic. So, I forgot to lower the window shades again. And I'm constantly having the shadow. There we go. This angle works, right? Sure, we're gonna go with this angle. There's Mr. Rabbit Ears. That's my stuffed animal from when I was a kid. Anyway, so 5 weeks to the day today. So 5 weeks ago would have been March 13th. On March 13th, I had a doctor's appointment. And because I had the doctor's appointment and the pandemic stuff was starting to kind of kick into gear around here, I decided it wasn't worth it for me to go into work part of the way through the day. So I worked from home that day. And I have yet to be back at work. So I've been at home for 5 weeks now. I have left the house for more than just a quick stroll a block away to the park twice. Twice in 5 weeks. The first one of those was a vet appointment for this kitty right here. Just a checkup, nothing particularly special. And, just noticing how smudged that is. I need to clean these windows. It's smudge lines from Zone. He's just rubbing up against it with his nose. Anyway, so yeah, that was one of them. And the other one was I had to go to a credit union to make a deposit because remote deposits do not seem to work very well in the United States. It's really hard to deposit checks. And yes, for those people outside the United States, the US still uses checks. Anyway, other than those two incidents, and for the bank deposit, I did not actually interact with a person in a person-to-person manner, using what they called a ITM, or interactive teller machine. Basically, it was a video feed of a teller that I was dealing with. So I've been interacting with myself, my partner, my housemate, and from a relatively long distance, I've said hi to a couple of other people. That's it. For 5 weeks. Well, minus the role-playing adventure that was right after right in the beginning, before we actually had stay-at-home or anything like that, and while it was still a very low chance of exposure. Anyway, 5 weeks of staying at home and not interacting with other people is not the greatest. I've had a video on this already where my mental state is poor, very poor in general. But I want to talk a little bit about the actual, staying here. So, as I've already mentioned many times, I haven't really been interacting with people. I have not gone grocery shopping. The way I normally handle groceries is that I go once a week to once every other week. Like, if this is a normal time with just me, every other week is perfectly fine. I usually go once a week anyway, just to not have to carry as many things, not have to stock up. And then every so often I will request a grocery delivery and get a very large number of groceries and freeze them. I have a chest freezer. That I usually do that whenever I see, say, boneless, skinless chicken breasts on sale. I will buy a large quantity of them because that's the primary protein source that I have for me. Or I need salt for my water softener. That's really heavy, so I'm not going to walk to a grocery store, pick up a bag of salt, and walk back. No, that's ridiculous. I would rather have that delivered to me. And if I'm already going to have a delivery, since it's a flat fee for a delivery, I'm going to get as many things as I can. That's the way I normally handle groceries. That's obviously not possible right now. Instead, I've been doing a grocery delivery about once a week. Grocery deliveries around here seem to have about a 5-day wait. I'm used to, hey, look, I'm going to make an order for groceries. It'll arrive tomorrow morning. The 5 day wait is mostly because that's as long of a delay as you can get groceries. It's finally calmed down where, like, right now I could actually make a grocery delivery for 5 days from now. Whereas last week, I would have to get up early in the morning to even get a slot for delivery 5 days. And there's nothing beyond 5 days for my local grocery store. So I have to try to plan not just ahead by a week for, okay, what am I going to be eating this week? I need to plan ahead a week delay of a week. As in, what am I going to be eating next week? And what am I going to need next week, not this week? It's already too late for this week. I also have a friend who's volunteered to, while she's going out grocery shopping, she can pick up a couple of things for me. I don't want her to do the large grocery trip just because that's a lot of work. But that's how I'm basically getting the things of, oh, I ran out of popcorn. I don't technically need popcorn, but it's nice to have a snack in the house, especially while I'm here constantly. So I have her pick up popcorn for me. That type of thing. It's mostly the fact that since I've had to do most of these grocery deliveries, request them first thing in the morning, my partner is usually not up at that point. So I have to try to think about everything that they need as well. Turns out I forget things, either things that I need or things that they need, and as a result, we have emergency trips. But again, I have not left the house for this. I have a friend who's been making basically a no-contact drop-off, and then I just pay them back. Work has been mostly successful at migrating to video chats for everything. So I'm in a position at work where I'm in a lot of meetings. And meetings are typically face-to-face, in-person meetings. You all go into a room and talk for half an hour or an hour. It seems like we've mostly replaced this with video chat meetings, which is the appropriate way of replacing it. I should mention, my employee is considered essential. So as a result, the company that I work for is not shut down. So on the plus side, that means that I'm still being paid. On the minus side, that means I'm also adding the stresses of my normal work, and actually more than normal work because I work in the medical IT industry, so things are actually busier rather than less busy. So those are the good sides, and since I can work remotely, it's not like it's really a hazard to my physical health by working. Cons being, one, my emotional health is pretty terrible. Even on good days outside of the pandemic, it's not the greatest, so that's hardly surprising. And two, I don't get breaks. Working from home is a unique experience. I've already had an earlier video about what the work and my home office setup is, and that's helped some. Being able to separate my home office setup from where I'm gaming, for instance, it means that I'm not immediately not wanting to touch a computer the moment that I'm done with work. And since we're in kind of a not being able to interact with people phase, the only way I can interact with people is through a computer. See, what else? So I have been taking walks outdoors. Usually, it seemed to be averaging about 4 times a week, 3 or 4 times, depending on weather, which is certainly less than I normally do. But it's certainly more than nothing. I've been doing a lot of pacing around at the house while I'm working from home. So my mornings are meetings, lots and lots of meetings. I'm usually the only one up. My partner, as mentioned, is usually in bed by that point, and my housemate is physically going into work. So meetings in the morning. Afternoon, it's frequently trying to get things that I'm supposed to be doing done, and also dealing with trying to find food for myself. So cooking's been an interesting challenge for me. So Normally, I eat at my company's cafeteria for lunch. They have not like a 5-star cafeteria, but a very nice cafeteria. And it allows me to eat a diversity of foods, and I like eating a diversity of foods. It's allowed me to try new things and new genres of food, and kind of can't do that while I'm working from home. Also, that means that I'm eating a little over twice as much food as I normally do from my normal food supplies because I'm having to provide food during the week. Lunch is my biggest meal of the day, so I'm eating a lot more food at home, hence the constant grocery problems. As a result, normally the way I handle food is that I cook once or twice a week and just eat leftovers for a huge chunk of the week. I can't do that even if I was by myself because now I'm eating roughly 2.5 times as much food, so my leftovers don't last anywhere near as long. And my partner's here, so I have to cook for them as well. And they're here every meal of the day. So, yeah, I'm basically going through about 5 times as much food as I normally do. This does not work well. One moment. That cat right there decided to slip between my legs and leave the room on me and immediately run into the boo room. That cat. So kitty. What was I saying before I got interrupted? I know I was talking about food and how I'm going through about 5 times as much food as normal. Having to do food deliveries, and I'm trying to supplement things with ordering out. So, again, I am lucky in the fact that I still have my job, I'm still being paid, and I'm fairly well paid to begin with. So I'm ordering out food quite a bit more often than I used to. Normally, I order delivery an average of about once to twice a week. Now it's more like 4 times a week. And ordering more food than normal because, again, I'm ordering for 2 people and I'm not necessarily ordering for... I'm ordering more food each time because I'm eating more... Really can't... He keeps bumping into the phone. I apologize. I'm ordering more food at each interval. So, yeah. So there's that. What else? I had intended on, for this VEDA, going to the University of Wisconsin Arboretum. I love that place, and I was going to take a long walk and talk for an extended period of time. That's definitely not happening now. It's unfortunate. Maybe if I actually leave my house and go more than a block away sometime this year, maybe I'll do a recording then. I don't know. And yeah, so I'll get off of work. Working from home means that it's challenging to not work too much. There's always crap tons of things to do at work, so I feel as though I'm constantly underwater. And because I'm not just, okay, now I need to plan my commute for going home, there's a lot of incentive to work at random times. It doesn't help that I'm on call this week, so I could be called at any point. So after work is done, I will leave the office room, go back to my family room, and lately I've just been watching my partner play Breath of the Wild, because my brain is mush at that point, and it's taking me several hours to recover. I mean, it normally takes me a while to recover from work, but this has been getting worse. That's part of the reason why these vlogs have been recorded late at night and uploaded even later at night. Sometimes the upload actually doesn't finish until the next day as a result. It's because it's taking me this long to calm down from work. And then I pass out, and then repeat it all over again. There's a good reason why I keep calling it Schmur's Day, because I can't tell what day of the week it is usually. I do still have things after work. Still have role-playing on Thursdays. Now it's entirely online instead of partially online. Not a huge fan of that. I need to find a different way of doing video chats than Zoom. Zoom's okay for like 2 or 3 people, but they really drop the video and audio quality when you get too many people in a Zoom meeting. And I'm paying way too much for it. So there's Zoom. And then Friday, we've been trying to do some type of board game night. Originally, we started with Jackbox and Cards Against Humanity Online, those types of things, with an audio chat through Discord. And lately, we've been trying to use Tabletop Simulator to try to play some board games that way. They end up really slow, but functional. Maybe I'll do a video about Tabletop Simulator at some point. And that's really about it. So yeah, as previously mentioned, mentally I'm not doing so great through this pandemic that we're dealing with. Yes, I would love to be able to go outside and go back to my normal life, but the whole point is for us to stay safe to halt the spread of COVID-19. So yeah, we should keep staying indoors until, we could at least test people for it on a regular basis. So we know who actually needs to be quarantined, and I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, yeah. Don't really have anything else. I don't remember if I said good kitten internet at the start or not. I think I did. But either way, have a good kitten internet, and I'll talk to you next time. Are you going to say bye, Zen Kitty? Right, cat? Right.